today to have Mike Matlock, his RVP with Principal. They have a amazing business planning suite that I definitely wanted to make sure that we shared. We're going to give him as much time as we can, but a little housekeeping. Just take questions. Please do write them in the box, and I will circle back to Mike at the end, and we're able to answer any questions that come up during the presentation. Without further ado, Mike, I will pass it over to you.
Thank you so much, Allie. I appreciate the time being on for a few minutes today. I know that's crazy times. There's a lot going on, so hopefully we can bring some value. First, thanks, Allie, and thanks to the core group for allowing me to do this. Partners of ours, they are amazing in this industry. They would never perform, but I'm going to. If you ever have any questions and need help in these times, or even in regular times, they're a phenomenal outlet. I always tell folks, I work for a great only company. There's a lot of good carriers out there, and they're contracted with all the top of my help anytime you need it, regardless of the company. So thanks. So real quick, a little bit about myself. I know you don't know me anyway. I'm a wholesaler. Been in this business for 20 years in product. I worked in event sales, principal, financial, to reach side. A few minutes today and kind of talk about working with business owners. Presentation, the title is Business Plan in 2020. Now, keep this 2020, we're sure we're up to I think the best part about in their future. Interesting. Crazy. Increase. To stop doing, we try to continue, but talk again. Working with business owners, but as we can still have materials. This helps motivate everybody's face on who was or in a direct so instead just don't advisors ever help go to this who to approach your side, your team and help you through that hurdle. Have a conversation with the business owners. About that. residual income stream from the business. So with that is the bulk, and have a plan, protect, and they're going to struggle in retirement. So real quick, and if I have any technology, we're going to talk about really the business clients. There are some clients who would approach poor tools and then next steps. So we're going to talk about 3 areas. The businesses, think about this. There's 3 areas that they're really concerned about. If you're the business owner, they're worried about their business. However, what about my key employees? Now, some business owners may say, I don't care about what I do, and I'll explain to you why you do it in a second, Mr. Business Owner. And lastly, and this is shocking, they're kind of selfish and concerned about themselves. So we should just say, how can you worry about protecting, the business is great, my employees are myself. The business market, it's easy to succeed with solutions, which we'll bring. We're going to have expertise. You have access to the sales team, our advanced sales team, our business owner team. That is a team of attorneys whose sole purpose in professional life is to help you. They're dedicated to this market. 60% of the life insurance rights is in the business owner space. There's a lot of great companies out there. I would never say any company is the best at anything. We all kind of evolve, go in and out of space. But I will say it's really in working in the business owner space because, again, it's 60% of what we do. So we can give you the, we're a one-stop shop. We'll give you the ideas, the support, the materials, the back-end support, which we'll talk about a little bit, and talk about the type of follow-up we can do. The report are on the books. So let's just small bit. We put these slides together. There's a lot of great things here. Here's the takeaway. There's a lot of money out there, and it's in businesses. If you look at the last 2, only 69% of businesses have a wealth transfer to distribute assets to their death. Only 69% of them have a plan in place. And over the next 50 years, 60 trillion of wealth will be transferred. Now, here's the stat that's not on COVID-19, but I think there are still some opportunities out there. 72% of business on a surplus of cash, and they weren't sure where to deploy. And we're talking small businesses. 72% of small business owners. Now, again, I know things have changed a little bit, but there are still business owners who have first piece, and Ali is going to have so she can disseminate. This first piece is I love this piece. And then unfortunately it's a 2-page piece. You can't see the back side of it because normally the handout. We're going to talk to you about these are plans that we have in place because we currently administer over 16,000 plans, and we have 30 different plan types. If you're looking and saying, okay, for example, key person insurance on the top right corner of this grid, talk key person insurance. Who should I talk to? Well, the top 5 industries that we have in those 16,000 plus are either professional services, technical training, constructing, wholesale. Is a memory jogger, something no employee size. That's talking to Costco and companies, and employees percent of the time. 1 to 4 employees is 20. So if you look 20%, 1 to 4, 80%, 5 to 10, 30 businesses of less than 10 employees. They've been in business plus years now, and again, most of them aren't doing north, doing less than $3 million. So what opportunities out there are for the small businesses here in volume, less than 10 employees for 25 plus years, manufacturing, construction, professional, and professional think medical, accounting. These are the businesses prospects, and you have this to use throughout these. Again, look at those 5 things: professional, scientific instruction, typically is the for an S corp, or 40% of the plans are sold again with 25% business, and most of them have less than 100 employees. Prospect. During the sale, you're going to approach, okay, we're going to provide solutions, questions to start up. We're also going to bring guaranteed simplified issue underwriting programs, and again, who love to just talk through. We understand the sale principle, and we're okay. In fact, a lot of times we may not get the sale, another carrier might, and that's okay. And I usually make be careful. No, because we're a big company, so we're trying to help you suffer principle to the end of that. Review tool, and I knew they very large company that we can do the principle with this. We have the ability to do a business valuation for a business owner. Now, if you're paying attention to anything I say, you're not paying attention. To say, pay attention to rates now. You know how much your business, they don't. They do, but they're right. Yeah. Sometimes they overevaluate it. Sometimes they undervalue it. Okay. I don't to be 80% of their income and value of that business. Percent of their retirement is going to come from the value of their. But they know what that business is worth from that. Say, Mr. and Mrs. Business owner, study shows that 80% business worth. What thing you like business valuation. But with our affiliation and partnership, will allow them to use this. So we have the potential to do a business valuation. We will do this. I use the word free because free implies cheap. Cost for this is around $7,000. A lot of money for our attorney and our accountant. And it's about review 12 days. Some samples here in a second. But it takes some time to, and it's a great resource. It's pretty simple. All we need, if you read the first page, is just a yes, no. Is this you? It takes less than 3 minutes. On the back side, you get these forms to Allie as well. So I'm sure she do a business form and tax returns. We get year's number, then you can turn around, get the report. Only this is in your hands. We want to walk through. Now that's going to be our attorneys and our accountants. At no point in that conversation, you know what? You should has this product. That never comes up in accountants. No product. The reason for going to understand the content thing you want to do is get on a content where not understand what are you showing them. Here are offer one all with you and an attorney. Here's how we value the business, and here's why. The reason why that is because, again, either us these all 5 million. That's not a fun conversation after, so we have to explain why. Well, here's why it's all worth 5. Can you give some advice and more like 10. Here's what you should trade in terms of your capital value in it. And you think it's worth 10, it's worth 5. Okay, unfortunately, we're 5 million. Remember, 80% of your retirement is from this business. So what else can I do to help you for retirement? And that's part of the retirement conversation. That you can help them. What if they undervalue their business? And we think it's worth 5, and we tell them it's worth 1. A couple of times, something like you're just saying that. I don't think we're an objective observer. We've done the that helps. Listen, you thought it was worth 5, and it's that's going to come out. The report it's a great piece. It's short and simple. Walk you through it, and again, don't need to be in a jump on a call. I say we. I'm usually attorneys and accountants because they're part of it. Out there, that's our office. The challenging prospects are. I told you who the great prospects to approach are. Here's the challenging one. Farmers and ranchers, again, we have to value the equipment and the land, and oftentimes it's hard to value a bit. Nonprofits, public proprietorships, real estate holdings, farms and ranches, financial services firms, financial planning firms. A lot of times they have residual book of business that's harder to value, and the companies are hard. Challenging process. You know what? This might work, and tell us a little bit about it. At candidate evaluation, we can do it. We'll look at it and give you some feedback. This is an formal evaluation. Evaluation for the purpose of a sale. Mr. Owner is going to plan to know what it's worth. Between $12,000 and $20,000. Sell a business because an informal evaluation won't work. Is government evaluation outside. So if it's worth $10 million, that means formal between 9.8 and 10.2. So again, it's not an input is very, very accurate. So that's a business valuation. The buy-sell review. So I told you what to owner. Do you know how much your business is worth? Here's your second question, and here's the second thing you know. If you approach somebody, a business owner, and owners, more than do you have a buy-sell? If they say yes, okay, is it more than 7 years old? Because if they have a review that's more than 7 years old, we discovered it. Because in 7 years, negatives have occurred. There's been a diagnosis, someone's been on disability, addressed correctly, there was a divorce left or some fashion. So 5 or older is typically invalid. If they don't have a buy-sell, that's the kind of right one. We can supply, but anything we do on a buy-sell review that our attorneys, all we're going to do is then say, hey, here's some recommendations, which I love those calls. Those are so interesting because you would not believe what's out there on these buy-sell reviews and or how they're written. You know, we had one probably a month and a half, 2 months ago now. It was a law firm, and the first question that our attorney asked was, this was 73, and on your website, You have, and the only two in the Bible, it turned out they had written in 1973 for two partners who were now deceased, had never put a new one in place. Also for this, where it was stated that one partner could, for any occurrence of disability. That's pretty vague. And let's say that Allie and Allie doesn't like me because I'm not likable. And I go skiing and I'm on disability because I'm laid up in traction. Even though it's only for 4 or 6 weeks I'm disabled, technically could buy me out. I would have to sell her my portion of that business. So that was you need to change that language. So we'll give them some advice, we'll give them some samples, we'll write it for them. But again, this will allow you to kind of step in and help them and say, okay, here's what you should do. And then also there's some planning needs on the backside. Do we have a buy-sell protection in place? Do we have, it works. Pitfalls, again, on these buy-sells, there's no formal agreement in businesses. Oftentimes we've seen it's a family business, and when the question's asked, it's like, well, you know, we all kind of know what we want, or we know who's going to run the business if mom and dad pass away, and those are the biggest problems. Think about my family. If we try to run a business, it would be insane. Think about family businesses. Again, they're poorly structured. There's no funding, or they're antiquated agreements. So, real quick, you can't see this. I apologize. Give me 30 seconds. Okay, you know, never mind. That's okay. We have a sample of buy-sell review to Allie as well. And also, we have an amazing piece that talks about buy-sell, the funding of the buy-sell, and what they are. So don't feel like you have to understand this. It's another conversation we could have offline if you don't fully understand. But just know we have the pieces to kind of help you walk through it. So that's our buy-sell tool that we offer. Again, complimentary. It's a great way to start the conversation. Mr. Business Owner, Mrs. Business Owner, you probably should, since it's 80% of your retirement. And Mr. and Mrs. Business Owners, do you have a more than 7 years? I for you for free. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's talk about how they're going to keep their key employees. Particularly now, and again, I understand the environment we're in, but in the current environment, there is a need to keep folks think, well, I need to keep what's the big difference. Talk about that. Either succession planning, retirement, come with them. Here's the question. Who's the difference maker? You'll see this in a few slides, but here's the third thing you should write down if you're writing things down. Our employee retention. Whether they say they care or they don't, here's the question to ask them. Want to walk in today when you come back from lunch and resign? You come from lunch not want to have put a letter of resignation on your desk, because I'm sure there's somebody that you have to keep. Always trigger something in their mind. I don't want Sarah to resign because all the operations. I don't want Bob to resign because I can't. I don't want. Great. Let's talk about what we're doing to keep Bob doesn't go to the competition. Okay, so this is the company. This again proposal on get some information. This will kick out scenario A, and you probably can see that the number of employees. Scenario customized report. You don't have to create something on your own. I know I'm speaking to the choir here, but it says principal at the top, but we understand fully that sometimes we don't get the sale, other companies, but we're okay. We still want to offer these tools out for you. So let's talk about the 4 R's. What are you doing, Mr. or Mrs. Ward, retain and retire your key talent? Like, what do you mean? Right? You have to reward them some way and help you retain them, and hopefully you retire them, because he's owns a headhunting firm. He doesn't like the term headhunting, but he says my biggest problem, even though I recruit people, is to keep my people. It saves me minimum 6 months to a year whenever I lose business, lose their experience. They got somebody that hope they can trust them, train them, all the while they're losing. What's extremely important in today's environment to know how to recruit. So, about this concept, we've seen most come in construction firms, law firms, I'm glad you asked. And who would you let a resignation? One asset. Okay, my favorite is, are you interested to learn how to tie a key employee to business long term without making most business think that the key employee is to make them a part owner, give them interest in the business? That's not Mr. Business Owner. Do you want a job without having a company? Okay, let's talk about it. We've got what I do want to at this place and live what their concerns are. They did that as concerns, and we're great. Let's talk about plan and help. But once we're okay, the case study, but before, and again, here's the situation with the job market. If you're a business owner, employment rate is extreme. And this works because I can always ask for volunteers and everybody. You know, as of the beginning of the year, 3.9%. 0.9%. That means that we are the lowest unemployment rates. You know, problem. Here's the problem. There are more jobs than your own rate, this, the number of people that are in a year, they don't pass, just quit. No, people who quit their job in January, a month on average in the U.S. So if you have a firm that has a company that has 100 people every month, 2.5 people, that's a big number. That's per month taken down. Not like, so we've got to your when we do that. Well, Mr. Business Owner, this is an actual case study. We had a firm where we had the advisor again, as I mentioned, gave this talk to him and said, "Hey, just go talk to a business owner, ask their problems." And so he came back and said, "Okay, I talked to a business owner. It's a secret place, big company. I'm going to keep it's a large consulting firm. Problem competitor was hiring. They were given annual. If you and found these employees, so this business owner, he knew he was going to lose a good after March, after he paid them a bonus, and they were so again, think similar firms, hospitals, CPAs, law firms, professional services. They typically of their annual bonuses at the end of the first quarter, which occurs at different times, but they're getting these bonuses, and then they're saying, "What's your goal?" My top 20 people. Currently, the company had an existing annual cash bonus plan, so he's paying the bonus and they leave. But he wants to keep a tax deduction. That worked with. We said, okay, we can start there. So we looked at some financing options, and we talked about underwriting. What can we do to underwrite it, and how after the fact. And understand, this is not a principal product concept. That's not what this is at all. Let's see an illustration here in a second with some numbers on that. That's and we did get the sale, but we came up with some principal. Okay, this immediate tax. Every employee paying obligation. If we restrictive, again, you can't use allowing them to do is put people are thinking scary. Okay. Well, let's you have to retire and not get it. And you could take contributions. Here's how the principal bonus plan works. Again, we've got pieces on this. They're going to put contributions in employee bonus plan. And this key employee or tax income bonus good to take money and it's life insurance contract. That walk through every year we're going to put $10,000 going 5 years. Every year after 5 years, those funds 1 year rolling. They chose a rolling 5-year. We can just I don't know if you can see it. We have a 48-year-old stand. One thing, unisex. The reason because of the 90 case. This is going to be shocking everybody, but at least in my household, my wife takes better. So it was discriminatory to put the same amount because when order that on rates, we do not have the sex rates. If you have a business in the company, but if you've got an instance predominantly female, healthy females, then absolute distinct rates. We just need to find something to acknowledge their sex. But again, that's just society. Education, employer match, the bonus for taxes. So the $1,000 in the contract, putting in $2,000. So that's 12 that they are going to see on their. Now, they didn't have to put 2,001, but in this case, we then gave them 4. What that means is the employer the extra the 4,000 taxes is merely a account to help employee whole, so they don't lose money in their paycheck. They're going to do this every year. Again, discretionary bonus. So, Mr. If you're able our requirements, if you do a good job, we're going to reward you. Now, if you slide down, 66, start to retire. Now, Mr. Employee, you're going to get 25 every year in retirement. And you know, if you see the second page, you're going to see that go until you're for 20 years. You're going to have retirement income sub $1,000. But look at the death benefit, Mr. Mrs. Employee. If something happens to you, your family is going to get anywhere from $240,000 to $500,000 of death benefit. And again, this is this employee for this sale. Okay, we can any work best for them. The illustration we came up with. Then we said they could qualify for one of our programs. We have multiple programs. We realized guaranteed issue was a better fit. Guaranteed issue. They met our requirements for guaranteed issue. We had at least 10 lives, $75,000 minimum salary, 100% of them were eligible. We didn't exclude any of them. And let me back that up. That's our guidelines to meet the guaranteed issue program. But if you have an anomaly, maybe it's 9, maybe they're not all 75,000, but close, we can talk about that off. It's underwriting, so it's not black and white, it's gray. So we realized, okay, we're going to do guaranteed issue with them. We did point of sale assistance. We actually went out, one of our business owner specialists, and sat down with the this employer and walked through this and present it to the employees and get everything set up. The best part is because it's now any higher in 3 years. Oh, by the way, so we have this plan. We want to reward you by giving you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever they want to put in her plan, Mary. We're going to offer you this, and it's already guaranteed issued, set up. At the conclusion, there were 20 lives that they put on. The premium was $205, made $95. That's what it was originally set up as. This was a couple years ago. At this point, they're now sitting live. They hire some, because a company that size hiring a lot of people. Every time a new person comes on board, they get paid compensation. So I think the advisor was pretty happy with this plan. Is the support after the fact. Who you should coach, what you should say to them, how we're going to get implement those solutions. Once they're on the books, the best with a principal commercial is it. Are the we administer third-party industry. So day-to-day support, the advisor log in, we show them the employers, the employees, we give them access, we show them how to log in and look at their one-on-one reporting, annual report to the client. We for you. And that's free. Additional to do all the administration. Simply do that. No, we don't. I've said other carriers reassuring to the business owner. The company's going to do all the, not only do they put the plan in place, they're going to do all the administration for you. So, phenomenal back-end support. Who should you talk to? Manufacturing companies, those professional firms, companies, core businesses. Success story, and then we'll close out here. We had a case, and that's probably been almost 2 years now, in Iowa, Wells Fargo Bank teller branch Saturday. You all have those grocery stores on Saturdays, and they can deposit check. And the gal working there had one of those I had shown a few minutes. Those forms. And someone had told her, hey, you give this to him. And this guy walked up and he owned his brother's restaurants, small pizza chain. Thought him and his brother were partners. A chain of business, 10 million. A whole the planning process discovered we did the valuation was put $25 million permanent policy range of brother. So he made them happy. Worth $40 million more than you want to put a plan in place to protect it. An Al's example. Me, business with the other one's policies on each. It's a great concept. It's a great. Okay. Options. Anything we can do to help? Let us know. With that, over to you.
Thank you so much. That was incredible. I appreciate it so much. The popped up. Somebody else, another carrier, can it be moved?
If they want to move a plan over?
Yeah.
Well, it would depend on the plan. If they, like, you know, I had this yesterday. If they've got multiple policies in place on individuals, yes, we can look at that and we can possibly use our guaranteed issue, even our new guaranteed issue term product.
Right.
Yes, that is a possibility. We can talk specifics offline if you would like. Yes.
And then something else just to everybody, recorded, we'll be putting it up on the link out. It takes me about an hour to get squared away. Different forms. I will attachments. To myself, manager, or just call CORE's main line, and we can help you in any way. And if this is something that you have an interest in, you have a client that you're really thinking this would work, an advisor, specifically, let us know, and we will get you in touch with Mike, or we'll walk you through it. And we're so excited to have you on the mic.
Thank you, Kelly.
And let us know how we can help